Thank you for joining us. Today we've got Divyesh, Michael and Bella, three of our Botanic Ridge Primary School parents, and they're going to join us to have a quick chat about our school. So without further ado, we'll get into our first question. So as parents of foundation children, Bella and then Michael, what was most important for you in a school?
For me, one of the most important things was having some sort of sense of community. So I just really wanted my child to be able to feel like he belonged in the school and just to make lots of friends and just feel like he was really welcome.
I guess for me, it was just around that safe, friendly environment, and then having approachable staff and teachers, which we got straight out of the bat. So it was, that's kind of the big deal for us.
Okay. So leading into the next question, and we might start with Divyesh here and then go back around to Bella and Michael. What were your biggest concerns about starting at a brand new school, Divyesh?
Look, of course, I was worried about how the teacher's gonna be and how my child's gonna cope with the new environment, at the new school. And biggest concern was how my child's transitions gonna be. I was worried about hope it's become a smooth transition from old school where they were pretty much familiar with the students and teachers, and so that was the biggest concern.
Look, for me, the biggest concern came around not knowing really anything about the school. So a brand new school, no teachers that we sort of could really know anything about. There was no sort of background information on how well the school was doing, that type of thing. So for me, that's what I was most nervous about, is just having no prior knowledge about the school because it didn't exist.
Yeah, I guess because at the start, that was our biggest concern, was where we're going to open on time. But we managed to get there, which was good. And I guess I mirror what the other two have said as well. With a new school and new staff, whether it was going to gel straight away, and again, not knowing or not having any history around the school. I mean, Bella and I got involved relatively early, which was good. So that was beneficial. So that was what we got out of it.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll follow on to Divyesh. What are the top three things you value about Botanic Ridge Primary School?
Look, the way I've observed, I would say you all staff members are very courageous, like courage stood out really great. And you all staff members working together is the second quality I have noticed. And something like all the staff members, they do believe in accountability. Like we did have some hissy feet in few hot summer days, but pretty much all the staff members took initiative and took accountability and what was required, and the issues were sorted. So, yep, I would say courage, working together, accountability. These are the top values stood out for Botanic Ridge Primary School.
I think for me, the strong sense of community and genuine connection throughout, I think the kids, but also the staff as well. And I think having built that in such a short a time is amazing. I love the focus that the school has on social and emotional well-being, and not just academic as well. Obviously, very important to learn, but also to grow in a social and emotional environment too. And probably the third thing is just how positive everyone is. So every day you walk through, well, not at the moment, but we would walk through the gates of the school, and one of the principal team will be there saying hello to all the kids, also the parents. It's like everyone knows everyone, and it's a really lovely little community. It's really nice.
I guess that leads into one of mine, which was it's been great having it small and growing with it. And to Bella's point, yeah, you got that sense of like family and community focused. which was my second one. And then just the warmth that the school's shown as well, to everyone. So you don't, it's just again, to walking in the gate, everyone's a hi, how you going? And there's a sense that everyone really cares. And they've taken a lot of pride, I guess, in the school because it is small and it's, it was day one this year. So it's, it's really, really grown into a fun and, warm environment.
All right, thank you. So as we know, 2020 has not panned out as anyone expected. So Divyesh, during this challenging year, what has stood out to you the most about Botanic Ridge?
Look, frankly speaking, I had no idea, and it was really a daunting when this concept was introduced of remote learning. But regular communication with the staff members and teachers, I think that was the main important thing. Like my grade 1 son, he's in a regular contact with his teacher, and regular phone calls, regular interaction from school. And Lisa did fantastic job by dropping all those weekly, classwork for the students, saying hello in the morning. That was a little good chat happening. So that stood out really outstanding from BRPS.
I think for me, the biggest thing was that the staff seemed to really hit the ground running. So speaking to other parents, like my friends who have kids at other schools, the first, let's call it remote learning 1.0 for them wasn't great at all. Whereas I feel like everything just worked really smoothly. So from day one, we knew what was happening. We knew what we had to do. Everything was uploaded onto the learning web. It just seemed really seamless and really easy. And I'm sure it wasn't for you guys, but it was for us. And I don't know how you did it, and obviously lots and lots of hard work, but it made our lives super easy. I've really genuinely loved remote learning, probably because it has been easy.
It'll be nice when they go back though.
Yeah, I'd ask every day.
No, Harrison really misses it. But for me, it was how quickly you adapted. And again, you can never plan for a global pandemic, but like you guys, from the moment we knew what was coming out. Not that there's ever too much communication, but there was heaps of it. So we were always informed. We always knew what was going on. The learning plans, especially for the foundation kids, and Bella, you can agree or disagree, was just it's really easy to follow. It has been seamless and it has been easy. But that's again because of how you guys rose to that challenge. So, and the warmth and the community spirit about Lisa hand delivering the packs out at the start. That says volumes about the school. So you should be really proud about how you came to the party.
All right, thank you. So the next question I think is really important, that we start to drill down to the actual children that we're dealing with, and that's the reason we're all here at this school and that you're all connected with us. So Divyesh, can you recall a moment that made your child really happy to be at our school? Now you've got 2 children, so you could pick an example from either child if you want.
Look, right from day one, both my kids, they were up and early and ready to attend school, not even a single day. Sometimes I had to tell them that, look, how about you both are tired, have a day off. And they would say, nah, we would love to go to school, mate, to just get up and drop us off at school. So pretty much on a regular basis, never had any real issues with them getting or making their way to go to school. But one thing that stood out really great during this remote learning, I noticed that teachers, they took initiative and organized a kind of a meeting of all the children together. And that was really a great initiative. And my son and daughter, they both were so happy to see their classmates. And because look, being an adult, I go to work or I go out, do some shopping and get some fresh air. But kids, they were stuck at home, and they were really feeling kind of isolated, and they really didn't have any chance. But thanks to BRPS for organizing a kind of a meeting where all kids can, see one another and especially their classmates. And that was great, I believe, the social point of view. So looking after kids and doing something like this was great.
I think Huddy's most favourite thing that he's done so far at school is he's a bit competitive and loves winning or being awarded the power-ups for different things that he does along the way. And his favourite thing that he's brought with that so far was lunch with Mr. Cuss and Mrs. Vandenbosch. And he still talks about it all the time, and he can't wait to go back to school so he can do it again and then purchase a little wristband, I think, for his sports team, because he's super into that as well. But for him, he just absolutely loved it. He felt really special that he could have lunch with his principals. So, yeah, he loved it. And now he played, about 700 million thousand times a day from playing on that day. So thank you for that. Not.
I guess for Harrison, or he's not the quickest to adapt to change. So just from day one, he was like, it was actually going back to kinder was a little bit of a struggle to drop him off. He hated going there, but school. I remember the first time I dropped him off, he was like, "All right, see you, Dad," and off he went and sat on the mat, and then he was ready to learn. So that for me was a big moment. And for him as well, again, because he doesn't adapt well to change too quickly. He just felt comfortable straight off. He loves school. He even now says, "When are we going back? When's the coronavirus going, so that we can go back to school?" So I don't think there's any one moment for him. It's just been a really enjoyable experience from start to end. So.
All right, thank you. Some nice answers there. All right, the school motto is "Where community and connection come first." How do you see this translating to real life? Now, we've touched on it a little bit, but if you wanted to add anything, Divyesh?
Look, it's a very small community, but relatively new community for us. We got this house in Acacia Estate in Botanic Ridge, in late December last year. But speaking of community, very vibrant, I would say. Everyone's helpful. And even if I'm out and about, people say hello and feel really interactive. So, and the pretty much same thing I noticed with the community of BRPS. Very helpful. Never had any issues. So yeah, that's all I would say.
I think everyone's really approachable as well, which is really nice. I think it does feel like a friendly little community. But one of my most favourite things, I think, so far has been all the posts on the Acacia Facebook page, especially lately with one of the activities the students had to do for remote learning. So for their active service on a Wednesday was to write a little anonymous, you can do it, keep smiling, notes to neighbours. And we had a couple dropped off. I don't know who they're from either. There's just a whole bunch of posts on the page, and people were like, "Oh, it's so cute, this is where it's come from," and a couple of people were then like, "I can't wait for my little preppy to start there next year," and it's just really lovely. So people that aren't even involved in the school yet are talking about how the community feel, I guess, is. So yeah, it's really lovely.
I know we've touched on it, but yeah, just that again, that community feel. Whenever I've talked to, I've got some teacher friends, and I talk about what's happening at my school, and they're like, "Oh wow, some of these guys really go above and beyond." So even within your peer set, you guys are doing really well, and again, touching that community. But even when I talk to my parents about it, they were like, "Oh wow, your school when you were in prep or in primary school, you guys didn't really get all that attention either." So it's I think where the community and connection come first, I think it does absolutely come first.
All right, so this one's for Bella and Michael. As members of our school council, you've been able to observe the inner workings of a new school. What has stood out to you most during this process? Bella?
I I guess I had zero expectations because I've never been on a school council or anything before, but it sort of made me realise that how much work goes on behind the scenes of a school in general, let alone a brand new school. So all the things that you guys need to think about all the time. I feel like you could not sleep and still have stuff to be doing and thinking and stuff. But it's been really cool to sort of be a part of that and see, you know, where like money gets spent, like what happens, how much like work goes into things, sort of like the different, not layers, but how many different decisions and stuff there is that has to be made on a daily basis. But I've really enjoyed being part of it and feeling like we're part of the little school community as well.
Yeah, I think for me, it's again to Bella's point, how included we've felt, and not just to be communicated to, but be involved as well. So again, in the decision making, you know, from colours and uniforms and you know, pergolas or the name. So, and we got into the school council really early in development phase. So it's been beneficial for me, again, understanding what you guys do, how you do it, how much goes into it. So I'd recommend it to anyone to be involved, because you do feel involved and you do feel a part of it.
All right, thank you. So for our last question, I'll start with you, Divyesh. What would be your message to any parents considering enrolling their children at Botanic Ridge?
Look, it's going to be the wise choice, I would say, to join Botanic Ridge Primary School. Many of our neighbors, they have inquired, like personally, we just do a chat sometimes, and I think getting reviews about the school, they have no second choice, and like they do appreciate whatever BRPS has taken initiative so far, and I would say it's a greatest choice they would make if they send their kids to Botanic Ridge Primary School.
Same. It's such a massive decision, and you know, whether or not you're starting your foundation child at school or if you're thinking about moving, you know, your other children that are already at a school, it's a huge decision. But like, I genuinely feel that there wouldn't be anyone that would regret bringing their kid across. And it sounds a bit corny and all that sort of stuff, but like Michael, I've got quite a few friends that are teachers, and my mum works in a school, and so it's just made me realise how lucky we are, that, you know, we've got this beautiful little school that's just up the road, full of all these amazing teachers that, you know, we can just walk to, and it's a beautiful little community and everyone feels welcome, or I hope they do. I'm sure they do. I've literally not heard anyone say a bad word about it. So it's great.
Yeah, and again, I can echo all that. I don't think you could make a better decision than to send your child to Botanic Ridge. It's we've had no regrets, not one single issue, not one, apart from it being closed during COVID. That's literally about it. And although we haven't spent much time in the school, you have felt a part of it regardless. So it's it's a really welcoming, warm, fun, easy place to learn for the guys. So it's that would be my advice.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate all of your honest answers and feedback there, and I appreciate your time. When I wanted to create this parent video for our parent community, I really wanted to make sure we had 3 amazing, really involved special parents. They weren't available, so I got you 3 instead.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, thank you so much. It means a lot to have our parents involved in all we do at school, and so we'll see you around soon. Bye.
Bye.